Hey guys, it's Coach Harris. Gonna be teaching some math in the garage today. So anyway, I got whiteboard from up at the school. Hope everybody's doing well. I did get quarantined. So got tested. Haven't heard my results yet. But again, I hope everybody's doing well. It's another 5-minute math segment. Today we're going to talk about solving for an individual variable. So we've got a lot of different concepts that kind of go on here, but basically what we want to do when we're solving for a variable, we want to isolate that variable, get it by itself. So again, 5-minute math, we're going to solve for a variable. Now we're going to get a couple different concepts in here, okay? So what if I had, let's say, 3x plus 4y equals 20. And we're told to find the slope-intercept form for this linear equation. So what I want to do is I want to remember, all right, what does slope-intercept form look like? It looks like y equals mx plus b. That's slope-intercept form. How do we simply remember that? Solve for y. Get y by itself. Isolate y. All these concepts kind of go into the same thing. So what I want to do is I want to look at the left side of the equal sign. You can divide it into left side, right side, okay, and think of it as opposite side of the equal sign. So what I got to do is I got to get the y by itself. Excuse me. So anyway, the 3x is combined with the 4y by this addition sign. So I got to get rid of it. So I want to do the opposite or the inverse operation. So whatever I do on one side, which on this one, to get rid of the 3x, I'm going to eliminate it or subtract 3x. I've got to do the same thing on the opposite side. Notice on the left side, I'm subtracting 3x. On the right side, I'm subtracting 3x also. Now, over here on the left side, that goes away. On the right side, I get 4y. Now, the equal sign stays right there in the middle. 20 minus 3x. Cannot combine these because there is no variable connected to that 20. So I'm going to rewrite it like this. Negative 3x plus 20. Okay, now, I'm almost done. I have one step left. I have to look at this and I say 4y. Well, is that 4 plus y, 4 minus y, 4 times y, or 4 divided by y? When you get to high school, you recognize we no longer write the x for times. Okay, so this is 4 times y. Once we recognize that, it should be simple to understand the opposite or the inverse operation. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to divide it by 4, and I'm going to divide every term by 4. Okay? So that gives me y equals negative 3/4 x, and then 20 divided by 4 is 5. They're both positive. So is this solved for y? The answer is yes. So I get the linear equation, or excuse me, the slope-intercept form of the linear equation is y equals negative 3/4 x plus 5. Just as an addendum, the slope of this is going to be negative 3/4, and the y-intercept is going to be positive 5. Okay? So solve for a variable, we use the linear equation. Now let's use something that maybe we'll see in like physics or something like that. So let's say we have a concept that says density equals mass divided by volume. Okay, this is a physics concept. Well, what if I wanted to solve this for mass? Okay, and I got to get the m by itself. Well, we got to think about this. What resources do we have? Well, our basic numerical operations are add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So I want to stick close to those. So let's think about this. I'm going to say d equals m divided by v. M divided by v. What's the opposite, or what's the inverse of divided by? Well, that's going to be multiply. So what I want to do is, if both sides are divided by, if the right side is divided by v, and I want to get m by itself, I'm going to multiply by v over 1, or the same thing on both sides. Now, what happens there? We see this fractional multiplication. I have a v on bottom, a v on top. Those cancel, and that gives me m on the right-hand side, and on the left-hand side, I get volume times density. Okay, so I've now solved that for m. So I solved that for one variable. Let me throw one more at you. We'll get an equation from, say, geometry. All right, so let's say the area of a rectangle, area equals length times width, okay? And so we start with A equals LW, and we want to solve this for L. Okay, solve for the length. So it's L times W, again, we want to get the L by itself. So the opposite of times is going to be divide. So I'm going to divide the left-hand side by W, and I'm going to divide the right-hand side by W. And when I do that, the W's on the right cancel. I get L equals the area divided by the width. Okay, that's just a little bit of an example on how we're able to solve equations for an individual variable. Gave you a linear example, and then one from physics, and then one from geometry. Good luck to you on doing that. Remember, the way that we do this is we're going to use our 4 major operations in mathematics. Just want to make sure you recognize what's existing and then apply the inverse or the opposite operation. Good luck to you.